What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the RedBeard Outdoors podcast. I'm Jonathan, your host, and here at RedBeard Outdoors, I talk about faith, family, fitness, and the outdoors. I get to have amazing guests on for Saturday's show, where we just get to share their experiences, their stories, and then on Tuesdays, I share Tinkering Tuesdays. So that could be mindset, that could be gear. Today is going to be a gear item. It's actually not Tuesday or Saturday when this comes out. This is going to be a special edition because there is a new bow release coming out today by PSE. So if you guys didn't know, I shoot for PSE. I'm one of the field shooters for the company. They're an amazing company. I know there's been some transition here recently, and I like the way and the direction it's going, and the people that I know from the company are just outstanding. Some great, amazing shooters, and also some good business minds that are looking to progress the company in a way that the bows, they're just going to continue to get better and better. Customer service is great. Everything that I've experienced so far with the company is outstanding. They are made in the U.S. They are down in Arizona. And the bow that's coming out today, guys, I'm really excited about. It's going to be my whitetail setup. So when this comes out, I will be out in Ohio. Hopefully have already tagged out, but if not, going after whitetail. And I'll be using this bow. So if you haven't already seen the announcements, here you go. And I'll probably refer you over to PSE's website and other places that you can go and check out this bow a little bit more in depth. But we're going to talk about the PSE Mach 30. So as you know, this one right here over my shoulder, I killed a bull with that this year. The Mach 34 is an outstanding bow. There's also the Levitate, which is a 32-inch axle to axle. That one is the John Dudley edition. And the 34 is the longest bow that I've ever shot, and it's super lightweight. I love the way it looks, that gray with the black and then the orange accents, and it just shoots super smooth with the new cam system, the new axles, everything that they've done to it, the way that you can tune the bow, the shim system is the EZ 220 system is fantastic. So there's so many things going into this company and the direction they're headed. The carbon is actually made and hand laid in the U.S. So if you're big into supporting U.S. companies and things that are made in the U.S., not just partially made in the U.S., but actually entirely made in the U.S., definitely check these out. So here we go. Just going to let you guys look at this for a second, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. So this is the Mach 30, and then this is this side of it here. There we go. All right, so there's some new features that you might have noticed on this bow that are not on the Mach 34, and we're going to go over those. But you can see the cam system is the EC2 cam system. So to me, the EC2 cam system is really efficient for a smooth draw cam system. With the smooth draw, normally you lose some speed, which is true. You do lose some speed, but it's not significant. I have a 28 to 28.5 inch draw, depending on the bow. My Mach 34, I'm 28.5. On the Omen, I was at 28. And on this one, I believe I'm at 28. So with that being said, this is an 80-pound bow. And with the EC2 cam system, 80% let off. My arrows flying out of this thing my arrow is 450 grains-ish, give or take 1 or 2. And it's coming out at 303 out of this bow. That is screaming fast. So, and I want to say when we drew this back, it's actually coming in more like 77 or 78 pounds, which I'm great with. I'd be great with a 70-pound bow, to be honest with you, for the blind. Sitting up in a tree or sitting in a blind, don't necessarily need the 80 pounds, but I want it. So I got it. So let's go over some of the new features, guys. First off, I just want to talk about the limb pockets right here. So the limb pockets being bronze on this. I am not sure if that's going to be an option on other color iterations, but on this one in particular, which is I've got the black limbs, with the Kryptek Skyfall pattern here. I'm usually a solids kind of guy when it comes to weaponry, especially bows. I like to do a two-tone where it's a solid, kind of like the gray one that I've got back there, gray with black limbs, or the Omen is all black with red accents. I like the OD color with gray or black. But this one, just, I work with Kryptek. Absolutely love their camo. And this one being mainly a whitetail setup for me. This is their whitetail design. And so I went with the Kryptek Skyfall, and it just looks outstanding. So we've got the bronze colored Cerakoted limb pockets here. We've got the good wide stance on the wide limbs here, wide limb system. And then they did a huge cutout right here in the riser. So this is a lot bigger. You can see compared to the Mach 34 in the back. I probably should have brought it up here, but I didn't. The Mach 34 in the back there, you can see the cutouts at the top of the riser are not nearly as big. This one is huge. And then as we're moving down the riser, you'll see this right here. So they put points where normally carbon bows, or I guess carbon bows in the past from PSE, didn't have the option to do a two-piece quiver. I love two-piece quivers. Now, with this being in the stand, I'm not going to run a two-piece quiver for my whitetail setup. I will be running the one-piece, but I love that that's an option if you're going to use this for Western hunting, etc. Keeping the quiver on the bow and shooting with it year-round is usually two-piece quivers too are able to suck in towards the bow a little bit better as well, leading to better balance in the bow. So huge cutout here to save some weight. And we've got the two-piece quiver mount here and here. All right, so then working down the bow on the Mach 34 there, it does not have the option to do a Picatinny on the front. This bow does. So it is optional. That plate is removable, and you still have your screws here on the side if you want to run a standard sight mount. One thing that I do like, and I'm going to try and show this to you, is on the PSE bows, you can see that the Picatinny isn't straight up and down with the riser, it's offset, which is a great design so that you don't have to max out your windage one way or the other, which was at the beginning of the Picatinny mounting system was an issue on some bows where you weren't able to get enough windage left or right to be able to sight in your bow. On this bow, you don't have that problem. On the Omen, it's the same way. The Shoot Down Pro is also the same way, where it's a little offset to the right, or if you're a left-handed shooter, it's offset to the left, so you have as much windage as needed. They also updated the cable guard here, so this is no longer like the one back there where it's a rod. This is actual aluminum with the cable guard right here, so it's skeletonized, so it's as lightweight as possible, but it is very rigid. And then you have your normal burger hole here, which I have here mounted the AAE Prophecy, which is the first cable-driven rest that I've ever run. And I've loved it so far. I'm going to really like it in the stand because you can set this up and have your arrow resting right there while you're in the stand. And then you can close it down as well. This is a quick detach, so you can take this on and off if you need to. And we won't go into all the features of this. I'll go into that in whenever I get back from whitetail hunting, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about this rest, but it is outstanding. I really like it. Really easy to tune, and just a great functioning overall, well-designed rest. If you're not using this rest and you wanted to use an integrated rest, they also have that option here. You can see that plate up under here. I didn't remove it, I just left it on, but you can put, it's drilled and tapped for a integration rest back there, or if you use the Hamskea rest, you can put the core mounting system on there, so it acts as similar to a dovetail. It's their proprietary mounting system, since I think QAD has that pretty much on lock, as far as the rear mounting dovetail. So you have those options. Those have been added to the Mach 34 has that as well, along with the Levitate. So going down the riser here, you've got this hole right here that's tapped for if you like the grip, like I have on the Mach 34, the UltraView Dudley grip that will kick out the angle just a little bit. I like the way this riser feels, so I'm going to run it without it. Then moving down here, you have the typical stabilizer mount right there. And then you have the lower one right here. So they added a lower stabilizer mount on the Mach 34. You only have the one stabilizer mount right here. This is their little shock dampening stabilizer that comes on the bow. And if I can get this thing off, I'll show you. So it's a metal ring with some dampening in there. And then I've got the lower stabilizer here on the bottom. You can choose to run it however you like, with or without a stabilizer. This thing actually holds really, really well. So without me running a quiver on the side, I'm just going to run a front bar. And it's going to be a short front bar up here on the front, just to drop the weight just a little bit there. It holds really well. I felt very comfortable. I only took it out to 70 yards because I'm not going to be shooting probably past 40 on a whitetail. I will take this out to distance a little bit more in the future, but this thing was holding really, really steady for a 30-inch axle-to-axle bow that's carbon, so super lightweight. I don't know all the specs. I'm going to send you over to PSE to check those out. I don't know the weight. I know it's super light. I know it's a cool design. And then, if you're running a back bar, sorry, I forgot to mention this. You do have that hole right there tapped to run a sidebar back bar system. If that's something that you're interested in, you can definitely do that as well. So trying to think if there's any other, and then, we talked about this, the quiver, the 2-piece quiver, same with the bronze up underneath here. Absolutely love that. That is just such a good look. And then the Mach 30 DS. So, guys, that Kryptek Skyfall just looks amazing. Obviously, I'm running the dialed scope with the sight and the Picatinny mount. There's not really much else to say other than they knocked it out of the park with this one. I'm really excited to get out and go whitetail hunting with this for the first time. This will be on the day of launch. I will put this video out for you guys so you can take a look at it. But there's going to be some awesome color options. I know the charcoal, which is one of my favorite, charcoal and black, is just a classic look, like I have on the Mach 34 back there. That's a really good design. But I absolutely love this Kryptek design right here. The Kryptek with the black is what I would recommend, guys. Go check it out. The PSE Mach 30 DS. Go get yours. Get it set up. Late season hunt. You want that carbon. It'll stay warmer than aluminum. And man, this thing, I mean, in my experience so far with it, how long I've had it and the distance I've shot with it, it holds so good for a 30-inch bow. And I've shot it in some wind, and it wasn't whipping around on me like some people would think a lightweight bow would. This thing is super light. I think I had the dampener on it and the pick rail. I didn't strip it down, but it was sub 3.7. Yeah, it was sub 3.7 with those things on it. It was like right at 3.7. So I'm telling you, this thing is super lightweight. Go check out the specs on the website, the PSE website. I will leave a link for that down below. If you have any questions, drop a comment. If you like this, drop a comment. Subscribe, like the video, share with others, and guys, go check them out. Go to your local PSE dealer and go shoot the bows, because there's going to be more than just the carbon being announced. I went with just the carbon this year because I've got some other things in the works, guys, that I'm going to show you. But this carbon met the needs that I had with the whitetail hunt. So again, PSE Mach 30 DS. Go check it out. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. And of course, get out, live your life, and love it.